What's up, everybody? It's your boy Gabe, TC Toys. We're over here today messing with this 94 MR2. Got this nice little cool little stand, nice little tripod set up, so let's try it out. Why not, right? So the vehicle came in, obviously it has some shaking going on at the steering wheel. The first thing that we do is we go ahead and we jack up the car and we check it from side to side, or we check it up and down, see if it has play. If it has play from up and down motion, then it's the wheel bearing. If it has play from side to side, then you're looking at the tie rods. All right, they have inners and they have outers. Okay, so the inners look like this. All right, I don't know if you can see it, but we'll take it out of the bag for you. This is an inner. There's a joint right there that allows it to swivel back and forth, right? Obviously this one's brand new, so this one you're not going to be able to move that well. All right, and then you have the outers. So you can either have movement on the inner, or you can have movement on the outer. Because the outer is a ball joint style. If I could get this bag open, that'd be great. So the ball joint is or the outer tie rod is a ball joint style, and this can actually go ahead and become loose and allow the play to happen from back and forth. All right, so as we look at this, definitely got play going on right there. We have no play going on from top to bottom. So that just kind of lets us know that it is the inner tie rods. All right, if I bring you a little bit closer, let's see if you can go ahead and see this. So obviously we have to play it back and forth, and we have no play here, because if we did, then if I would have hold this rod right here, which is the inner, which we showed you first, then when we move it, my hand wouldn't be moving. But obviously you see that my hand's moving. So what we're gonna do is take off this splash shield that we have up here. All right, this actually goes ahead and covers the rack and pinion. So we're gonna take off the splash shield. We got a couple of 10mm bolts over here. It was raining outside, so that's why it's leaking. That's not anything else. All right, we're gonna take those off. We're gonna remove the outer tie rod, okay, from this spot right there. Gonna unloosen that jam nut. You're gonna count how many times you turn this. All right, this helps you, that way you don't have to take the car in for an alignment. So, or at least it gets you really, really close to where it was at. If the car doesn't have a problem pulling to the left, pulling to the right, the steering wheel straight, you kind of want to keep it that way. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this guy, we're gonna loosen this guy first. All right, that should be a 19mm. 19mm, very nice. All right, so we're gonna loosen it up. Don't loosen it too much. Then we're gonna do the same thing to this side. All right, so now that that's taken care of, let's go ahead and pull off the shield. Get ourselves a 10mm over here. And we're gonna zip it real quick. Nice and out. Got 3 over here up top. You got some side ones also. Might need to get an extension. Nope. I can do it without the extension. Some over here holding this guy too. Just dropped one on the floor. It's okay, because I just cleaned my floors. So now that we got this guy out, what I like to do is look for the one that fell on the floor. That way I don't forget about it. And I don't know where it went. So we're going to take all these 10mm bolts that we went ahead and took out. We're going to put these right on top of that cover. All right, that way we don't lose them. So then, if you can see, here's what we have going on. Okay, we have the rack and pinion. And these are called bellow boots. All right, the bellow boots are used that way you don't have any dirt or anything that gets into those joints that I was showing you, where the inner tie rod actually goes ahead and messes up. So let's go ahead and pull this guy out. There's a little clip right here that you can do by hand. And then these are the fun ones right here. All right, these are the fun ones. The reason why is because right there, there's a little clip. This is a one-time use. All right, one-time use. You can't reuse these. So let's go ahead and knock that out. What I like to do is I like to take a pry bar, just like this, right? And get you the biggest hammer, right? The biggest hammer that you have. And you put it right there on that spot, right where it's crimped at. And you hit it a couple of times. If that doesn't work, you go in from the side. All right, so now we have moved it. So we moved it out of the way. And now you see that you can move the bellow boot, all right? I'm gonna remove this. Now this portion right here, see if we can't get some light on that subject. All right, you see it? You see it? Because I do. It's right here. All right. This is what we're going to be removing. But like I said, first, we have to go ahead and remove this guy first. So there is alright. So right here you have a cotter pin. Cotter pins are used, especially if the bolt has a hole in it, you want to use a cotter pin. Cotter pin just makes sure and ensures that the bolt doesn't back itself out if it were to loosen up. And if this water keeps on dripping right on my nose, ooh, that was in my mouth. Nothing like good. Nothing like good old rainwater right in your mouth, huh? Let's remove this cotter pin. Sometimes it could be a pain in the butt. I mean, we are talking about, you know, a car that's a 94. So maybe, just maybe, we can go ahead and grab that little hammer that we were messing with. You remember that guy? Not the hammer, not the small hammer, the big hammer. I'm gonna clip right there on the tip and see if we can't get this guy out. This will be the good time for me to go ahead and do a time lapse, but I don't know how to do that yet. All right, so we have the cotter pin. All right, try to make it as straight as possible. That way it slides out, no problem. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a 17 millimeter, which is right up here. We're gonna take our wrench, 17 millimeter wrench, and put it right there on top. All right, you guys see that? Right there up top. Now tap it. There, it's loose. And unscrew it. Make sure it's out of here. Now this nut right here, this is called a castle nut. All right, it allows you to go ahead and put the cotter pin that we just took out, the cotter pin in. So after you put it in, what does it do? It locks it in place. That way it doesn't allow it to come out. So we'll put that guy right here, right next to the cotter pin. Now, there's a special tool for that. I have the tool. Let me show you the tool. This is the tool. All right. They also have some other tools too. All right. Pretty much what you do is make sure it slides on, and when you tighten it, it goes ahead and kind of pulls it out. There's other ways that you can do it. They have the little pitchforks also that you can use. Let me show you how I like doing it. Now we're gonna take our little hammer. All right, we're gonna take the little hammer. Gonna hit it right there in the corner. This is part of the spindle. All right, we're gonna hit it right there in the corner, and you'll see this thing just pop right out. Let's go ahead and turn the wheel a little bit. You saw that? You saw that? Popped right out. No special tool needed. Now you can see it was leaking also. Look at it. You can see it was leaking. That's all over my floor too. Hope you guys are enjoying this little tip. All right, so this is what I was talking about. All right, let's come over here. This is what I'm talking about. You count the turns. So you see how this ball joint is pointed up. So if you do one turn, that would be number one, right? You're going backwards, you're going outside. And then you go over here. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You want to keep on counting. 13. So that was like 13 and a half that it took to go ahead and spin. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and remember that number. You can write it down somewhere. Obviously it's in the video, so I'm not gonna forget. So 13 and a half turns. And you can see that this guy has a little bit of play, not much. So we know that this wasn't the culprit. Now, remember that bellow boot that we were talking about? Well, we have to take that nut off. That jam nut, we're going to take that off. And there goes that clip. So, clip really wasn't holding in anything. Looks like somebody's going to have to get some bellow boots too. We'll go ahead and we'll tell him about this. He'll swap them out. So now that we got the bellow boot off, we got the outer tie rod end off, we got the jam nut off. Now we have, what is that? There goes our play. That's where the play is coming from. So, not every car you have nice, good access to this spot right here. All right, this spot, you could definitely go ahead and put a pair of pliers on it. You could release, loosen it up real quick right here. All right, there's actually a special tool for these. Let me show you that too. I'm all about showing people. I love showing people that there's a special tool for everything. Okay? So they say there's a special tool for everything. So this is pretty much the tube that you would be putting in here. Then it has this little tools to take it off. I mean, we could definitely go ahead and use this, right? You find which one fits, right? That one has way too much play, so it's not that one. Let's see, how about this one? This one has way too much play also, so it's not that one. How about this guy? Way too much play. All right, so this kit is not gonna work. So we're gonna do it the other way. And the other way consists of a little lock ring. The little lock ring goes ahead and locks down. Okay, this is the lock ring. If you can see the little teeth that are sticking up right there, see those teeth? Okay, well those actually lock on the back side of this guy. All right, this is how you're gonna put it. You're gonna put the teeth in, facing inward. And I'll tell you why. Because once you remove this, these two little teeth are gonna lock in place. That way this doesn't spin, and this will become a lock ring. See how it has those little divots? One right there, one right there. Well, you're gonna fold these over, and this is what's gonna lock this in place. That way it doesn't loosen itself up. I hope you guys are enjoying this because we're at 16 minutes right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a flathead screwdriver or a little chisel with our big hammer. Remember the big hammer. And we're gonna get on the back side of this, right there, and we're gonna hit it, and we're gonna bend it out. See how we bent that out? Right there. You're gonna do that on the other side. Now that is bent on both sides and it's flattened back out, now we can remove it. And in this case, we can actually just use a nice set of adjustable pliers. All right, we're gonna get right on it. Remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So we're gonna go lefty. I'm gonna see if we can break it off with this. Okay, there we go. Broke it off. So now we're gonna take this guy and we're gonna spin her out. Remember that lock washer that I was telling you about? Check it out. So this is what was locking on the side. Right there. See how it was folded over? This is the lock ring. Come along with me. Let me show you. You see those two little notches? Yeah, you guessed it right. That's where the lock washer goes. Alright. So bear with me, I'm trying to give you guys a good little picture. Alright, so now we're going to take our new tie rod. You see, there's no play. And you see there's play right there. Great indication that the tie rod was bad. So now we're going to go with this guy. And we're going to screw her in. I'm going to make sure that our two little notches line up with that tie rod, or sorry, the steering column. Okay, there we go. There we go. All that's locked in place, what I'm gonna do, I don't like the way that that's sitting. So I'm gonna put the washer in first, and then we're gonna lock this guy in place. Just give it a little bit of room. Just like that. So after that's in, I'm gonna go with something a little bit more on the aggressive side in order to tighten this up. I'm gonna get myself a pair of pipe wrench. Right, you got a pipe wrench. Not all plumbers. Plumbers aren't the only ones that have pipe wrenches. So do mechanics. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get on this guy. And we're tightening her up just to make sure that she doesn't come out. Then we're gonna go on those washers and we're gonna tighten up those washers. Or not tighten up the washer, we're gonna bend the tabs. Okay, so now give it a nice little tug. You can break these, especially with this little guy. All right. So now that we have this guy access, we got this access over here, and then the top one. I'm gonna bend those over. Let me show you how to put on the outer tie rod, and we'll be done with this video. I hope you guys like it. We're gonna go ahead. Obviously, we need a bellow. We need to put the bellow boot back on, but we have to get new ones. So we're gonna put the lock nut, slide her in there. All right. This is the new one. How many turns do we have? 13 and a half. Come on, guys. Keep up. So now we have, start off with 1. Now it's catching on the first thread. As soon as it goes ahead and it starts really catching, that will be our half, because our halfway point will be down here. You see how she's connected? That's our halfway point. Now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Remember, we already did our half. And then that will go right there in its spot, and this side will be done. Well, guys, I appreciate you guys being with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want some more little tips, let me know. What was that? I don't know, but y'all be blessed. Stay busy. Happy Thursday, man. See you guys.